What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shay G, and when I tell y'all, praise God, this show here is a show I had to be prayed up for. You know what I mean? To come in and have a good time. But guess what? It's about life, and this is the things we're going through. And who would I be not to bring you what's going on and maybe help you in your relationship and how your thinking process is. But ladies and gentlemen, I have my homegirl. Now I gotta make sure I gotta read this. Okay. Because I gotta make sure I get it right. This is my girl who is a certified clinical sexuality coach and owner of Taste of Sex Intimacy Coaching. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all make some noise for Twila Be Good. Come on and clap your hands. Be clapping. Be clapping for Twila Be Good. How you doing, Miss Twila?
I'm doing well.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Praise God. Let me get prayed up for this. Because you know I gave my life to Christ in 98, 99, and 2000. I've never seen a woman grab that like that in person. Only just when I had a remote in my hand.
Oh, okay. I see.
So let's talk about what is going on. Like, first of all, first question is, what exactly is a sex coach?
So a sex coach is, and I'm glad that you asked, because a lot of times people are like, well, what is it that you do? What is a sex coach? And so what I do, I work with couples and individuals on how to have a more intimate and pleasing sex life. And that involves a holistic approach is what I take. So it's intimacy, it's the foods that you eat, it's communication. And so I don't work with people who have had trauma. But I stick with clients who are achieving, they want to achieve certain goals, sexual goals, and talk to them about their needs and wants. And so that is what I do, and I absolutely love it.
So who are your major clients? Like, I know you say, is it couples? Like, who are your major clients that pretty much reach out to you?
So for the most part, it is couples, and a lot of times it's men who are contacting me to make the appointments. And I work with a lot of couples who have been married for 10 plus years. They're empty nesters, and the children are gone, and they want to connect with each other again, but they don't know how. They don't know where to start, so they come and see me. I do also work with singles, men and women, who want to focus on sexual confidence. Maybe they've lost that along the way, and they need to get that back again. And so I do a lot of self-empowering, and I do a lot of affirmations. We do mirror work. And so those are the type of people that I work with.
Now, how did you get started? Because, you know, you certified in this clinical certification.
That's right.
Now, how did you get started in this business? Because I'll be honest with you, a lot of people don't understand when you talk stuff like this, you are really certified, just like a doctor, just like a hairstylist. Like, you actually went through a process to be able to help these couples and individuals.
Right. So I got started actually doing erotic poetry. And so I enjoyed, creating a little bit of fantasy and reality. And I was seeing a guy at the time who introduced me to BDSM, and I can explain that later, but I wanted to explore my different options. Fast forward, COVID hit. I was at home like, what can I do to turn this into a business? And I went online and went to the Dr. Rachel Institute, got my certification, finished in 2021. And so it's really evolved from there. So that is truly how I got started, just, finding my target audience, working with them, and continuing to grow.
Now, what is one of the myths that people, that people have for such, just like what you do? Like, a lot of times, some people will say, well, all you do is sex, and all is this and all is that. It's like you really take people to another level.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's the Twila experience. And so one of the myths is if you're a sex coach, then you have to enjoy sex, or you are actually having sex with the people that you work with. No, I'm not. What I'm doing is truly coaching. It's like if you were going to a business coach, if you're going to a life coach. And so I really coach couples and individuals, like I said, and that is what I do. We talk about their sexual goals. So my classes are set up in 2 hours. So let me back up a bit. So that first hour is strictly coaching. And then the second hour is more hands-on demonstrations. Everyone is fully clothed. And so I do demonstrations, depending on what it is, on the bed, if they're talking about intimacy and physical touch. And what does that look like? How should a man touch his wife? Because a lot of times men can be kind of rough and don't know it. Or if they're wanting to come and learn about fellatio, then
Go ahead, continue, man.
Yeah.
Continue.
Then it is certain techniques that I show them how to do with dildos, of course. But most importantly is here, get into that headspace when it comes to sexual confidence and just being sure of themselves when they are with their partner.
Okay. Now, why is it important for like diet and intimacy when it comes to being in a relationship and doing having relations with your spouse?
Right. So when it comes to diet, that's the big thing is what foods are you eating? You know, my motto is what comes in your body is going to come out. So if you want your partner to give you head and you want him or her to swallow, it should not taste like a batch of collard greens.
Okay. Soul food. That's you eating high blood pressure, diabetes, heart murmur. Okay, go ahead.
You know, so what foods are you eating? And so I really talk about what your diet is like. As we get older, I'm 46, so I'm going through premenopause, if you will. But you know, what foods am I eating? What is my partner eating? If he is in his mid to late 40s, it affects our hormones. It affects our mood. It affects our overall physical well-being. And so I really stress the importance of diet. What foods are you eating? What are you drinking? Not only that, what are you listening to? You know, all of that is part of your diet as well. That spiritual diet, if you will, the physical diet. What are you watching on TV? All of that impacts healthy relationships. That impacts your sex life.
So I got two things before we get up out of here, and this has been very, 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 very informative.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna put me out there.
Okay.
I'm gonna put me out there because this is some of the things where sometimes you have to be transparent in order to learn something. One thing that I had talked to my therapist about, like dealing with mental health. You know, like during the COVID, I was like, you know what? Let me see what I have going on in my head because I took that time try to be a better person. I found out that I was emotionally detached to women I would date or women that I would be with because of, as a child, being emotionally detached because I knew I wasn't going to be there.
Right.
I wasn't going to live in that city, or I knew I was going to leave because of the radio personality, the movies, the touring and everything. But now I'm in Dallas. What advice would you give me to, as I begin to be intact with the person that I'm going to date or who I be with, where I can have that, make sure that I'm still focused on her?
Oh wow, that's a great question because I was doing some research on attachment styles. And one of those is where you disconnect from the people that you were trying to build a bond with. Why? Because it comes from our childhood. Maybe if you moved around a lot, you weren't used to being with one person or being in one setting. And
let me stop. I moved around a lot.
Yeah.
I wasn't with a whole bunch of people because I gave my life to Christ in 98, 99, 2000. And I'm going to do it this year too, praise God. Okay, there you go.
Okay, but I can understand, I can truly relate to that because growing up, I too, moved around a lot throughout the city of Dallas. And so, it affected my relationships and I couldn't understand why I had a problem with commitment and being to one person. So the advice that I would give to you is to simply, talk to that person, build a relationship with them as far as communication is concerned, but don't be afraid. You want to build that bond with them and take baby steps and realize that you have to truly get rid of the past, if you will. You don't want the past to interfere with your present. So if you found someone that you truly want to build with, take those baby steps, have those conversations, and truly understand where it is and what you want when it comes to healthy relationships.
All right, now last two things before we go. Just one. So I was talking to a friend. We was laughing. When is it all right to introduce your new friend with your other friends, meaning your sex toys? That we call them friends.
Oh, these friends.
Right, yeah, the friends. So, like when you're in a relationship or you dating or you have a relationship with the person, when is it a good time or when is it all right to introduce your friends in your drawer to your friend, your new friend?
So, great question once again, sex conversations. So once you realize, okay, look, I want to take it to the next level with this person and I want to try something new. I want to introduce them to the toys that I may use, or it could be where a guy's interested in using toys as well in the bedroom. You need to have that conversation before you have the physical act of sex. And it's okay to talk about, that while you're maybe having dinner. Say, I want to try something new. I saw this cool toy, this vibrator that I want to use. let's try that tonight.
But what if she already has the toys? That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
She already has the toys. When is it a good time, or when is there a time limit for you to introduce her to?
You know, I'm not big on like a 90-day rule, but if that's your jam, you still want to have the conversation before you know you are going to go ahead with the physical act. Yes, because you want to be sexually compatible.
Compatible and comfortable.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so you want to express to that partner, say, hey, look, I use toys, and I want to, use that with you. I want to incorporate that with you, and educate yourself on how to use the toys in the bedroom. Just don't pull it out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if they want to follow you or get in contact with you, how can they follow you or get in contact?
Oh, so you can follow me on all social media at Twila Be Good. TwilaB.Goode on Instagram. My website is twilabegood.com, and Facebook is A Taste of Sex. And I have my classes, my sex classes right here downtown Dallas at the Red Room.
Oh, that's perfect. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to let y'all know that this has been a great interview, very informative, and this is the first time in history that I literally looked somebody just in their eyes every time I was talking, so I wouldn't see anything else. So make sure you follow me, share this video. This is very informative. Y'all make some noise for Twila Be Good. Make some noise. And I'm out of here. I gotta leave, praise God. I gotta.
Yeah.